Okay, so I should start at the beginning. Although, of course, I haven't because I've already started. But I'm going to go back to the beginning. This is M-72, the first movement. I'm just going to read a bit of it because all of this is too long. And don't be thrown by my dyslexic use of the words God and dog. I always switch them in this book. It's a weird story, maybe I'll tell it someday, but in the meantime, just don't let that throw you. It's okay. If I don't get back on the road, I'm gonna lose my dog-damn mind, howling mad and barking crazy like some burning saint. Give us this night our vagrant moon, give us this day a double yellow line flashing like a beacon of endless possibility. Kinetophilia, go. Sitting at a gimp-legged table, kinetophobic fingers hovering over silent keys, my reflection in the frosted window refuses to make eye contact. I thought this would work. I thought it was just what I needed, to hole up in a borrowed cabin, build a fire against the coming winter, and write. The romance of it, the poetry. The writer in a Northwoods cabin, cupboard stocked with pasta and wine. He writes all day, late into the night, a single Coltrane tape to fill the air. He plays the clacking keys of his Remington in syncopated unity with that prophetic wall-crashing horn. The pages fill with the black dance of words. On weekends, his lover arrives with more wine and all the delicious aromas of lust and life and laughter. Naked, they read the pages. They read the topography of each other's bodies. They read the poetry of hair and skin, flesh and sweat. She goes back to the city, and he goes back to the typewriter. Everything flows smooth and luminous. That was the plan. Mice and men, boys, mice and men. After nearly 3 months, I have maybe half dozen pages. Her visits grow less frequent, less poetic. The cabin becomes a prison, my typewriter a cellmate. Moonstar, my Remington streamliner, is a worthy companion. But after all this time alone together, we have very little to say to one another. A blank page has been staring back at me for days now. All mine Onten reeds been rent and wore, and my poor muse has split for downtown, waiting in line with the other plasma prostitutes. Short walks in the pine-crazed air aren't enough. I need miles to burn and voices not my own in my head. I need change that comes faster than the change of light, slanting across the ghosts of blueberry bushes and withered stalks of mullein as the autumn drifts into winter. It's something about measuring life by the clicking of miles rather than the ticking of a clock. Some necessity for motion. Basho attributes it to Dosojin, literally road ancestor deity. The Dosojin are guardian spirits of the road. They beckoned to Basho throughout his life. They are comrades of miscellaneous Jones, dance partners of Zorba Chaos, children of Moses Om. And now they are knocking at my door. I need to move. So with my army surplus pack loaded with a change of clothes, rain poncho, railroad gloves, wool blankets, sleeping hat, plastic tarp, a god-eared copy of the Upanishads, and even more god-eared road atlas, journal, 3 pens, sheath knife, Ohio blue tips, and a waterproof vial, roll of duct tape, 50 feet of parachute cord, mess kit, toothbrush and paste, bar of soap in a Ziploc, half roll of toilet paper, a full roll won't fit in a sandwich-sized zip. Jug of water, block of cheese, bag of orzo, veggie bouillon, nuts, raisins, and 2 apples. I walk the mile of dirt road to Highway 72, west of Grayling, Michigan, birthplace of Jim Harrison, who wrote, "God is terse. The earth's proper scripture could be carried on a 3x5 card if we weren't drunk on our own blood." And a page later, I poke my stick in the moon's watery face, then apologize. At the side of the road, I drop the pack to the gravel, letting it rest against my leg. I cast my thumb into the waters of the highway. Sometimes I would fly fish, dancing my thumb into the ripples of oncoming traffic, luring the drivers into the adventure of picking up this long-haired, bearded stranger in torn jeans, secondhand army coat, duct tape boots and a dead man's hat. I would guide their cars to the shoulder, reeling them in so gently they don't even realize they're hooked. But this morning I'm in the mood for lazy old worm fishing. Thumb slung low, red and white bobber floating on a sleeping lake with a worm drooping on a hook below. The sun is breaking free of the tree line and the air murmurs stories of wood smoke and diesel. A deer crossing sign riddled with bullet holes stands next to me, our shadows wavering into dust-coated weeds. As Miscellaneous Jones says, a weed is just a flower nobody wants. The road is lined with chicory, Queen Anne's lace, burdock, and clover, all edible, all beautiful, all healthy, all unwanted. Garden of roadside weeds greets the sun the same as I, waving, content, refusing to forget Eden hasn't gone anywhere. 7 cars, 3 semis, 2 RVs, and a motorcycle pass. The biker, as always, gives me an encouraging thumbs up, and my own thumb spins quickly into a peace sign, then back. The car drivers try to avoid eye contact, pretending to study something interesting on the far side of the road. The RVers are... Who wrote that line? That's hard to say. The RVers eye me suspiciously. A mile later, they will notice the prison area, do not pick up hitchhikers sign, and have all their stereotypes confirmed. America Incorporated loves to instill fear in its sheeple. Give them fear and they will buy anything that promises security, whether cell phones, spy drones, or war. Sex may sell, but fear creates lifetime customers. Then a pickup picks me up, such well-named vehicles. The driver, mid-60s, leaner than he seems used to, unsmiling yet with friendly eyes, flips open a small cooler on the seat between us as he pulls back onto the road and eases up to speed. Beer? I pull out a cold one and crack it. He drains his and tosses it behind the seat, so I hand mine to him and crack another. By the time he drops me at the fork of I-75 and I-27, I'm floating delicately in my own little boat of inebriation. The birches and aspens along the roadsides dance in rolling waves, and from somewhere a crow calls out its graveled song. But the fork of 2 expressways with massive hulks of metal hurtling by at undogly speeds is not the place for delicate floating. Rapids ahead, time to switch to fly fishing. I pick out a blue sedan, raise my thumb high and snap, rolling my line into an invisible eddy that will bring our separate journeys briefly into one. We will both be changed forever, but that's true for every encounter. Even a moment of eye contact changes us. Streams merge and diverge, waters mix. Which droplet is you and which is me?